Hi, my name's Natalie, and this is Rebecca. This is BBC Facebook Live. Today, what we're going to do is a makeover, just a daytime look. I myself have had cancer and have suffered cancer, gone through it. Rebecca is in stage 4.
Yep, stage 4, ovarian cancer. So
ovarian cancer. She's being treated at the moment, so what we're going to do today is give her a little makeover, a little pick-me-up to make her feel a little bit better. I'm a makeup artist myself. What I like to do and give back to people is people going through cancer and people who've just finished cancer. I like to give them free makeovers just to give them a pick-me-up, to make them feel better. Just to have a little bit of makeup on can make someone, I don't know about you, it can make your whole, it can make you feel better and make your whole day.
Yeah, 100%.
Brighten it up.
Yep.
I've got a few pictures of stuff and things that I've done with other clients that we might put up on the board in a sec. Should we start now with your
face? Let's have a go.
Right. I myself was diagnosed when I was 28 with breast cancer. I had a 5-month-old baby. I had a lot of surgeries, chemotherapy, and I know during the chemotherapy and going through that, your self-esteem, you just feel, you feel really low, you feel you're baldy, everything feminine's getting taken away from you.
It really is such a massive change because all of a sudden it's like, first of all, it feels like your body's kind of let you down in the first place, and then you're having all this treatment that's just making you feel more and more poorly, and then you're losing your hair and your eyelashes, your eyebrows, and maybe losing weight. You just don't recognise yourself anymore, and
it's like
so that confidence is being chipped away, you know?
Everything feminine for me, it felt like was getting taken away from me one by one.
Yeah.
First it was my hair, which is the obvious one. Ovaries, my breasts were getting taken away. So it was like one by one, everything that is to do with femininity was getting taken away from me, which didn't make me feel good. I don't know about you. How did that make you feel in regards to going through the chemotherapy and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I really lost a lot of confidence, just not feeling you're right at all and not feeling yourself and being worried to go out by yourself in case, you know, something happens. But, you know, actually having a chance to be made up and put a bit of makeup on, and I know that's, like, the feminist in me is like, no, we don't need to have makeup. But actually, it's just those little things that, you know, like maybe meeting a friend for a drink or going out for dinner, and it might only be for a couple of hours, but it's just those things that make you feel human again and make you feel normal again and reminds you that, you know, why you're alive.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, you know, you do want to feel your best. Oh, look, there's some photos, actually.
OK, yeah, this is a few of the ladies that I've done.
Oh, wow.
We've
That's
done
something a bit different.
No. We have before and afters. We just sit and we'll chat. We'll go through, we'll compare scars, we'll compare our breasts sometimes with scars that we've had. We'll go through, we'll just talk and go through things that we've been through. Yeah. And how we're feeling now, how it makes us feel. I mean, we do tend to have a good chat when we're doing it, and it's just a little pick-me-up in regards to...
Yeah, someone can relate.
Someone can relate to it as well, that's been through it, instead of someone just talking at you or telling you what to expect when they haven't really been through it themselves.
And how do you advertise? How do you find these ladies?
I put up a post on Facebook, just a local post, just to say that what I'm doing, basically, and anyone that would like to contact me.
Oh, that's really nice.
I can give them a makeover for free. Basically, some ladies are on the books now, they've contacted me, they don't really feel up to it right now, but later on down the line, in a couple of months or a couple of weeks, they said, yeah, I want the makeup done, I just want to feel myself again. Okay. Because it is a horrible experience, you know, as well as going through that, as well as going through the sickness and the treatment, just little things like looking at yourself, and you just don't see yourself in the mirror.
You don't recognise yourself in the mirror anymore.
Like, who are you?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, when I was because I was diagnosed in 2013 with stage 3 ovarian cancer, and which is now stage 4, which I'm living with and being treated for. But actually, at the time when I had chemo, there was a support centre up the road from me. I was quite lucky, a place called Maggie's, and I think they've got them dotted around the country. And they're they're really good, actually. You know, like, you can go and have counselling there, or you can just talk to other people that are going through something similar, or have a massage, or just go and relax. And they actually did this thing there, which I think was a separate charity, that got makeup artists volunteering for them, and it was called Look Good, Feel Better.
Okay, yeah. I think I've heard of
And
that.
so there was probably about 8 women all sat around a table, and they had a couple of makeup artists come in and teach us just how to do your eyebrows, you know, when you haven't got any eyebrows there, and all these little tips and techniques that you can do to actually just make you feel human again.
Yeah.
And it was just a really nice day, because we ended up all sitting around chatting, and you get a really good goodie bag. So,
And a
you
lot
know,
of things in there.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily enough for me, I got my chemotherapy about 8 years ago now, 7, 8 years
Okay.
ago. So at that time, eyebrows were not really a big thing. I didn't have no eyebrows. I didn't have any intention of putting them on. So it wasn't really a huge thing as it is today.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you've just got your eyebrows on, that can set your face. That can make you feel at least
2017
ready
is
for
all
the
about
day.
the
Yeah,
eyebrows.
exactly. So some people now just showing them
Yeah.
how to get a shape, how to put them on,
Yeah.
can just help them in that everyday
Yeah.
life as they're actually suffering and dealing with the cancer. So it's just little things like that that make you feel a bit
Absolutely.
better.
Maybe if you don't have somebody like Natalie where you're living in your area, then have a little look at the Look Good, Feel Better,
yeah, that's
and
really good.
see if they run it in your area, because I really do recommend it. It's a really nice thing to do. It's just brightens up your day.
So in regards to you're at stage 4 right now.
I am, yeah.
So what's the treatment? What are you?
So before I was diagnosed with cancer, I actually didn't really know anything much about it at all. And so when they said to me stage 3, when I was originally diagnosed, I didn't really know what that had meant. And I underwent chemotherapy, and I had a full hysterectomy and quite a big operation. And then I was told, actually, originally that I was in remission. But after the 6 weeks, I had my first checkup, and
Just got to put some foundation on. Sorry.
yep, and I was told it had spread to stage 4, which had meant that it had spread to other areas of the body that it originates. And so once it's at that stage, they can't really cure it. It's a case of treating it for as long as possible. You've got so many lines of treatment that you can use to keep it held back, I guess. So that was really the end of 2013, and in that time I've had a couple of different bouts of treatment, an oestrogen inhibitor,
Okay.
which is a tablet, and at the moment I'm on a clinical trial which actually is something, it's called a MEK inhibitor, and it's supposed to switch off the growth signal within the cancer cell. So I feel quite fortunate, actually, that I'm having a chance to have a go at this clinical trial and have another chance to have another drug that wouldn't normally be on the market to me.
See, for me to even speak to you about that, I had the stage 3. So in my head, I was going to be ill for a couple of years. I was going to look like a baldy man. I was going to be disfigured, whatever. But for me, the path that I was going on, as long as I knew that the end road was, you know, I'm going to be alive, I'm going to survive, in my head, I could get through that. But speaking to you, knowing that it's stage 4 and you're going... I still, even though I've been through it, I still can't comprehend. I don't know how I'd be feeling. What's your thoughts on it? Or
It's
I know it day to day. I don't know.
I think it depends on how I'm feeling. Like, if I feel quite well, and I've got so many good friends and a really good support network, so on a good day, you know, it's not something I dwell on or think about. I try and just live my life as much, you know, the best I can, as normally as I can. I don't know if I'm going to be here in a couple of years, or maybe I might be here in another 10 years. There's literally no way of knowing. So rather than sort of dwelling on that, I think it's just important to... I think positivity has a massive impact. Staying as positive as possible. You know, appreciating the small things.
And what
It puts things in perspective.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's, you know, those little things that really kind of just get you through. But yeah, it's a strange thought. But none of us really have any idea what's going to happen. We could all... you could get hit by a bus tomorrow, so it's not something that I like to really think about too much. And
how did you find out? What was the symptoms? How was you diagnosed? Or what
Well,
was the story around that?
Yeah, originally I was actually having a lot of bowel problems and I couldn't go to the toilet properly. And so I went back and forth to the GP saying about that, and I got told, you know, I'm quite young, I've got IBS, so this is just something that I need to live with. And it progressively got worse until the point where I got referred to the hospital and then was told, I was quite surprised actually when I was told that it wasn't anything to do with my bowels, it was ovarian cancer, and I had quite a large tumour blocking my bowels. So that's how it got discovered. But it did actually take a long time because I'm quite young, relatively, for this kind of disease. It took a long time for actually the doctor to really do the referral to consider that it could be something a lot more sinister. So I just think, you know, if you know the symptoms and you've got any concerns at all, please, please go to the doctor and please just push it as much as possible. Right,
we've got some comments from people here. Should we just have a little look?
Yeah.
Wendy's saying, how do we draw on eyebrows that look natural? For me, Wendy, what I'd say is don't go too dark. Don't go for a dark, dark brown or a black. I'd preferably use a pencil instead of a pomade or anything like that. I'd use a pencil. The way that you can actually get a good measure of what your eyebrows should be like, the beginning of your eyebrow, if you put a pen, a pencil or anything like that and line it up, that should meet with the outer end of your nose. The arch should be lined up with your pupil and go through your nose. So we've got 3 points. There was the beginning. So if you want to just do a dot there, and also at the end of the eye from the nose, and we'll put a dot there. So basically we can draw it in. We know where the arch is going to be, the beginning and the end, so we can draw it in and draw it in a shape. But I would say preferably to use a pencil, not really a pomade or anything that's too thick or tacky, because that'll just look like it's being totally... You'll look dragged up. You want something that's soft. Should we have a look and see if there's anything else that we can see? There's people saying that's a good boost. Catherine's saying, what a welcome boost. Monty, nice makeup. Thanks, Monty.
Yeah, you look fabulous. This is when we discover that actually my eyebrows are really out of proportion and
no,
really wonky.
They're okay. I know you've got a husband?
I have, yeah. We got married a couple of years ago. Yeah, he's good. He's been an absolute rock. He's been brilliant. I think maybe for guys, you know, they're not as talkative as we are they? So getting all that sort of stuff off your chest and having someone to really talk to and that kind of therapy, I think maybe is a bit more difficult for men.
When you were going through your chemotherapy and you'd lost your hair and stuff, what was it that gave you a boost? Did you do anything that helped you through the day? Or do you think getting a bit of makeup done now and again would give you the boost?
Yeah, but, you know, or having a reason to go out, even if it's, you know, just meeting a friend in the park for a couple of hours and sitting in the sun.
Just a bit of normality.
Just something that's normal and that's going to break up your day and get you out of the house and just make you feel human, you know. And I know I'm really, really fortunate with the amount of support I had and the friends. Like, I was never alone, really. And with my husband, you know, losing my hair, having him tell me that I still look beautiful, and he doesn't care about that sort of stuff. Obviously, it's going to make you feel better. It's going to, you know, you feel the love.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the support, and you know that if it was the other way around, it would be the same. But I think, particularly with my husband, he really threw himself into work a lot because I had so many friends that were willing to come to appointments, and so that was kind of his little escape. And so I do think it is really hard for the family and for your partner. Maybe sometimes not as hard, like hard in a different way, but you know, when you're doing it, like we were talking earlier, you know, when you're in it, you're just cracking on.
Yeah.
You just want to get through it.
We were having a little talk earlier where we were saying going through the cancer and the chemo, when you're going through it, it's just like, come on, let's get through it.
It's like you're in it and you're just go, 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 go. As soon as it stops.
For me, when it stopped, I think it was about 6 years, long after surgery. As soon as it stopped, I just went down.
The same with me.
In myself, and I was wondering to me, why? The cancer's gone, I'm absolutely fine. Why am I feeling like this? So it was just a bit of all the appointments had stopped, everything. it was just a weird place at a weird time, but I've got out of it. Like yourself, is there anything else that we can...
Oh, Jane's saying that she had got her eyebrows tattooed on before chemo. It was the best thing she did.
That's a brilliant idea.
Do you know what? I've seen a couple of people with tattooed eyebrows, and as long as, you know, it's done well, it looks really good. You know,
that's a really good idea.
It doesn't look like the solid. It actually looks quite natural.
You can get them feathered and make them look natural. Yeah, as I said, when I had my chemotherapy, eyebrows weren't really a big thing. But now, I don't know what...
It's all about the eyebrows these days.
I don't know what I'd do. So just have little things, eyebrows, some lashes maybe. It just boosts up your confidence, I think, for the day. I mean, I have ladies coming in who are going through the cancer, and we compare. We just have a nice chat. It's nice for us to compare things, compare surgeons, surgeries. We start comparing scars sometimes. So it's just a nice little... It's a nice boost up for people to have a little chat with someone. Right, I'm going to put some... We've just done a soft look today, just a daytime look, with just a little bit of contour with powder. Nothing too heavy, no concealers, nothing too, just a nice, soft daytime look.
When you lost your hair, did you have a wig?
I mean, I got a wig, I did get a wig, and I thought to myself, let me get a short wig so I can get used to when it's growing back, my hair is going to be short.
Yeah.
I put the wig on. For me, I was like, no. Let me just go through what I'm going through. This is me now. This is me today. Take it or leave it. And I think I've thrown the wig away.
Yeah.
I've thrown the wig back. For me personally, some people need that hair, but for me personally, I just thought, no, the wig's not for me. How about you? Did you?
I did. I had a really beautiful wig, actually, and I went the complete opposite. I got a really long one because I was like, who knows when I'll next have really long, beautiful hair. So
go with it.
But I didn't wear it all the time. I didn't wear it every time I went out because it's hot and it gets a bit itchy. But, you know, like, special occasions, if I was having a night out...
You'd put the wig on.
I'd put the wig on. Or I was bridesmaid, actually, at one point, and so I wore it that day. But, you know, on a day-to-day, actually, I kind of felt like, let's just embrace this and go for it.
I mean, I was 28 when I was diagnosed, so I was fairly young. So when people are looking at you, and it's just a weird... At 28, you think your life's just starting. So to get that news, to say that you've...
Yeah. And then people, you know, aren't really expecting younger people...
to get it anyway.
You know, out and about with cancer and wandering around. So, yeah, I think, you know, like, you get a few more looks than normal.
Should we have a look and see if there's anyone? Vicky saying it's hard to discuss the C word. Stay positive. Thanks, Vicky. Oh, Danny, he's another fellow makeup artist who thinks it's a brilliant idea. It's just giving something back to people that need it, really. Thanks for that, Danny.
Yeah.
And Virginia. Sometimes it's good to have... She's saying thanks for the a candid conversation, but sometimes it's good just to have straight talk with people. Sometimes, you know, people, or the surgeons, doctors, people want to pussyfoot around you or don't really, but just to have a straight conversation with someone that's been through it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is nice.
Yep.
As I say, sometimes we can compare what we've been through. It's nice for people to go through.
Yeah, I think that's what I found about my support group that I go to. I actually haven't been for a couple of months. It's on once a month, but I mean, like, sometimes it can be quite sad. You know, people are having a hard time at the moment, and they just need to have a cry, and everybody else is kind of gathered around and offering support. But actually, most of the 90% of the time, we just end up having a really good laugh,
a good chat, and
and you know, just finding a bit of comedy and a bit of humour in horrible situations sometimes just gets you through, you know. Like, I've got some really funny stories from the hospital that I probably can't say on here. But, yeah, it was moments that, you know, you just need to laugh in the face
if you don't
of
laugh,
adversity.
Exactly, you'll cry, so it's best.
Yeah. But like you said before, actually, when it had all finished for me at the time, when I first went into remission, and they were kind of like, oh, you know, you're good now, you can go. And everybody around me was so happy and, you know, telling me how much, you know, how happy they were, and, like, it was the best news for them. And I just didn't feel it. And obviously I was happy completely that, you know, I was in remission at the time, but after everything that you've been through, and it's such a hard journey, and you'll sort of just go, and you're not really thinking about it, the second it stops, you really kind of crash, and it's like you're looking back on this last year or however long it's been, sort of in disbelief, really. Like, I couldn't believe, even sitting in the chemo ward, I couldn't really believe that I was sat there in the chemo ward, looking around, you know, like, when did this happen?
No, it is a crazy experience for anyone at any age to go through. Right, I'm just going to finish off. I'm just going to put a little bit of gloss on there. As I said, this is just a natural day look. I'm going to put on a little bit of gloss. I'm going to give you a little bit of a blend round. And then I'm going to show you the finished results. Right, if you want to close your eyes. Right, I'm going to get a little mirror for you so you can have a little look.
Oh, excited.
Right, if you want to have a little look.
Oh, wow. Oh, I love it. I need somewhere nice to go now.
It's just a soft daytime look, but just that little bit of a...
Should we go for a drink?
I think we should. Should we compare scars?
Shall we? Mine's bigger than yours.
No, I think mine's bigger than yours.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was nice speaking to you today, Rebecca. Right.
I hope anyone tuning in has enjoyed listening to us rabbit on about our experiences, and maybe you're a makeup artist and you think, do you know what, this is something that I want to get involved in. I want to, you know, make people feel good, and this is something I want to do. So you could do that, or like I said, you know, have a look at the Look Good, Feel Better. But thanks for tuning in.
Okay. Thanks for being here, Rebecca. Thank you very much. See you soon.
Take care.